So here's some Ho family Haleiwa trivia for you. Michael Ho is the only surfer to have surfed in all 5 CT events here, and Derek Ho is the only goofy footer to win a CT event here. In fact, the last goofy footer to win even a QS event in Haleiwa was Conan Hayes 21 years ago. Speaking of Haleiwa winners, last year we got the chance to meet Bettylou Sakura Johnson, who at the time was only 15 and too young to compete in the Triple Crown. This year, she's 16, and not only is she a Triple Crown threat, but she just won the Challenger Series event at Haleiwa and qualified for the World Tour as part of the largest rookie class in competitive surfing history.
Let's go check out Bettylou. How did it feel to qualify in Haleiwa?
To qualify at Haleiwa is something super special. It was at home. For all the support to be here at home and have everyone, all the uncles and aunties cheering for me. I mean, I grew up here and learned how to surf here, so it's something that's super memorable for all of us.
So how old were you when you guys moved to this spot?
So we actually moved here when I was 7, and we used to live down by Mokuleia down there, and I just always loved the ocean, became like a water baby. To people that grow up here, it really is just like a family place where families bring their kids to surf and learn how to surf out here at Haleiwa. Like they catch the little whitewashes at Ali'i. We fish right through, like off the jetty too. Like that's another little hobby that we do, is fishing like right offshore. We also dive around there, and there's actually 2 little white tips that hang right there.
If you're coming to the North Shore, what are the spots that people need to go to in Haleiwa town?
Well, if you're going for food, there's many food trucks down here and little restaurants that you can support and eat, and it's really good. Haleiwa Joe's is #1, I'd say. Bonsai Sushi is really good. Surf and Salsa, it's really good tacos. Last but not least is if you want poke bowls, I would recommend going to Poke for the People. Really key, fresh fish, you know. There's also famous shave ice that a lot of people come down for. Yeah, but it's a cool little town and just where a whole bunch of kids usually go hang out at.
And then surf shop recommendations. If you're coming here wanting to buy a board or get dings fixed or need something, what shops are you going to?
Ooh, Surf and Sea is right there. It's right by the Rainbow Bridge. That's where I go if I need any surf supplies, really.
Did you surf chocolates right there in front when you were a kid?
Yes, I did. Chocolates was the spot. I mean, when Haleiwa would get way too big, the swells and everything would just go right into chocolates, and I think every North Shore kid has been to chocolates.
So we came and met you last year, and you were too young for the Triple Crown. And this year, how does it feel to be a part of the Vans Triple Crown?
Super excited. We get to surf 3 different spots on the North Shore, Haleiwa, Sunset, and Pipe. I think it's really cool. It's a good variety. I think they're all amazing waves, and they're all tough and tricky. I think that if you can surf Haleiwa like properly, pretty good, I think you can surf anywhere else, really.
Thank you, Bettylou. And what else do we have, Ashton?
One of the coolest underground kids from the islands that I've met over the last few years is Kuyo Young. Kuyo owns his own plant nursery in Kauai. He's one of the most talented air guys in the islands, and he designs radical surfboards with a Kila Ipa.
And we also got a history lesson on Haleiwa from him.
Let's go meet Kuyo.
How's it going? My name's Kuyo Kalani Hokulele Young. I'm 23. Hard to say where I'm from. I'm from Kauai, I'm from Oahu. Spent a lot of time on both islands, but now I live full-time on Kauai. We're here right now at Haleiwa with north swell, pretty small. Depending on the swell direction, whether that's north or northwest, it's really gonna change the wave from like a more of a closeout into a wave that's actually running all the way through with a consistent wall. It's not until you get a west where it'll like really break on the outside and run through.
What's your favorite size of waves out here?
8 to 10 foot. When it's breaking away on the outside and you can actually take off kind of on the big bathhouse section. I don't know, when it's 4 foot, it's performance, but when I think of Haleiwa, I think it turns. And if you're lucky, you'll get a barrel on the outside section.
It's not the biggest wave, but I feel like the hold downs on a 12-foot day are definitely brutal.
Yeah, it's easy to get a 2-wave hold down over here, especially when it's big. Your energy is constantly getting drained because you're fighting the current. The current's trying to pull you towards a point, and you're just kind of paddling towards the channel consistently on the treadmill, trying not to get sucked too deep. When I think of something that's like meaningful to me or special to me that I want to be a part of, all I can really think about is Haleiwa. Guys would catch a train out from town all the way around like Canada Point out here, and this was kind of the tourism spot where you could cruise, hang out. Guys would surf over here. Sugarcane industry, they had the mills over here, so this was kind of the hub for economic activity. People all frequented this area, and as time went on, then they kind of started heading up towards Sunset. This is kind of the beginning of surfing on the North Shore, is over here, and it made its way down, and the parallel between, you know, the beginning of a lot of surfers' experiences in the ocean is here. That parallel is pretty cool. The Hawaiian royalty had a house that was like right by the fish pond over here in Haleiwa. So they would stay in this zone, go surf Puena Point and some of these other areas. Imagine like not having access to whatever pipe or Sunset and just finding waves up as you go. You'd be so stoked.
How you like the round nose?
Me and Akila were talking about the round nose just for its air performance.
The reason why it's shaped that way is so you can land fakie or whatever and it doesn't dig and poke, so it's meant to slide. And only having something here, because this is only gonna poke and penetrate in an air and landing.
Just doing an air and landing backwards and feeling how stable the nose was, just like having something to push off and feel stable on was such a game changer. I was like, oh, all my airboards I wanna have like no nose on it. So this one right here is a 5.4. For reference, this one in the middle is 6.0. And this one is a 5.6.
And when did you start building boards for him?
I think the last 2 years. What's really funny is that he's a full air monkey, right? The kid just loves airs. You know, he looks up to this guy and Noah Dean, his crew is like Noah Dean, all those air kids.
I think the relationship started a lot before I personally reached out to him. He's really good friends with my older brother, who was a professional surfer. My older brother, Elijah Young, who's like a big wave rider. He would stay with my dad and my brother, and Ben used to babysit my mom when she was a little kid, and Ben and I used to stay with my grandma. I was seeing Akila's boards pop up, I want to say about like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've always kind of veered towards riding boards that were a little, I would say, like out of the ordinary, out of the stock standard. He said, yeah, I'll shape you 3 boards, I'll give you some help on the pricing, because at the time, like, you know, young kid can't really afford a bunch of boards. He really helped me out. All of them worked magic, and from there I knew I was like, okay, I want to ride this guy's boards. I believe you guys have a copy of the Progressive Craft, the Aquila Aipa Modern Fish. You know, a lot of guys think about, oh, how does the board react over the wave? How does it work over this section, this and that? He changed my perspective to think of, how does the water move under the board? Don't think about how the board slides over the water, think about how the water slides under the boards. I'll ride the Modern Fish at Sunset, Haleiwa, and Pipe. Went to aviation school after high school, found out it wasn't my thing, quit, started working, and just had like a minor plant collection. And one day I thought to myself, oh, I should try to do some like plant classes. So plant biology, plant physiology, some chemistry courses, and just learn more about how plants kind of interact with us. The name of my nursery is called Bettylou Plants. Everything is organic, from the food we give them to the insecticides and minicides we give them, as well as the fungicides. You start to see how everything's connected. Just all the different ecosystems. You can see how runoff from the mountains goes to the ocean and can either pollute or degrade our reefs. Taking care of our plants and taking care of our land is really integral to taking care of our oceans, because without a good, healthy ecosystem on the land, the ocean would suffer and we wouldn't have the beautiful reefs that we have that provide us with all these waves.